first and foremost, I am curious what your app does. Let's let people know what you got
Yeah.
going on here.
Yeah. So think of us as the back of the house operations for all things live gigs. So if you're a production company, you're a band leader, you're an entertainment company, and you're coordinating talent, especially on-demand talent, kind of in the freelance space, you have to hire them, you have to manage gigs that they're part of, and you can use us as the back end layer to make sure everything runs smoothly.
So it's a one-stop shop
One
kind of
stop shop.
situation. Do
All
you
in.
find that this is more geared towards a tour manager or working musicians? Do
Yeah.
you have a specific kind of?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great question. So we launched about 4 months ago, and our early customers that find the most use out of SoundCheck tend to be production crews that hire a lot of freelancers, tend to be entertainment companies that are managing cover bands specifically. So
Okay.
think about wedding space, corporate events,
Okay.
private parties, right?
Right.
That tends to be our user base, as well as talent agencies who are hiring talent but also pitching for talent, right? And need to have a one-stop shop to coordinate, manage client communications, manage hiring talent with pay and things like that, and then making sure they get to where they need to be. So that tends to be like our top three users. But you bring up tour manager, which is a key piece of what we're trying to build towards.
Just
Um,
hasn't been where
yeah,
you've hit yet.
yeah, it hasn't been where we hit yet, but there's competitors in the market who are not meeting the needs of a lot of tour managers. So we've been working on some pilots right now with some TMs who are like, yeah, I use these other tools. They're not really doing it. They're just kind of like point solutions. But I find myself using Excel and using all these other tools along with this tour management tool. Like I need something that's more comprehensive.
Gotcha. So, what are sort of, I guess, the modules that are included
Yeah.
in your program?
Yeah. So our key module is gig management. That's where we started, right?
Okay, so that would be
Yeah,
the contacts and.
exactly. So who's on the gig, right? So the actual talent,
Mhm.
the timeline, right? Where do they need to be? How are they sort of like coordinating with parking and green room and sort of overall logistics of the day, as well as because we work with a lot of musicians, as well as music and media. Think about the set list, or if you're working with the band, think about their charts, right? So that's a huge piece of
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah. So being able to pull up charts, use our app to perform while being on stage, MC notes, lyrics for vocalists, all of that is located within the app as well. And then a huge piece of it is leads, right?
I'm
So
sorry. What's
leads. So
leads?
if someone if you're a band and you have a contact us button on your site, how you funnel that to the actual gig itself is a huge piece of what people use us for. So imagine you have your NAM band cover band, right? And you're like, hey, I want to book some gigs this coming year. If folks go to your site and they say, hey, like this is my budget, here's here are my here's the location, here's all the details about my gig, that can be funneled to your SoundCheck account right away. And then you can take that data, negotiate with the client, and then turn that into a gig that you're then managing talent. So it's just like our goal is to reduce clicks and make the workflow super simple we call it from intake to settlement.
So
So
it's a call to action as well.
it's call to action. Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So that's where we've been getting a lot of our excitement lately is there are CRM tools, there are talent management tools, there are payment tools, right? And folks are like, yeah, this is cool, but I have to do so many connection or copying and pasting from tool to tool. So our goal is like, yeah, let's be a funnel, right? Where you know from your first contact with the client to paying your team when the gig is done, you can do that all within SoundCheck.
Do you also have a payment gateway built into it,
Yeah. So
like
yeah,
where you access the financials?
yeah. So we integrate with Stripe, and Steven can talk to more about the Stripe piece. But Stripe manages our payments.
3% for Stripe, right?
3% for Stripe. But yeah, what we found is like they're using a lot of different tools, right, for everything. So we're using Stripe to send the invoice to the customer so that make sure they get paid on the front side, and then doing the payout side, like when the gig's done, right? So now these companies can calculate their P&L more effectively and consistently. Because before they're like, "Hey, sales guy, what was the cost of the gig? Oh, how much are we paying the musicians? Oh, they want reimbursement for what? So like we're finding there's a lot of disjointed information.
Does it also contain like an analytics kind of
Yeah,
component to it, where
yeah.
you can really grasp your ROI and
Exactly.
all of that stuff that you got?
So like
Really
every
cool.
month you can be like, this is your best gig that you did. So you can be like, oh, what did I do? Oh, like I negotiate better prices.
Very
Or
cool. Yeah.
yeah.
Now
So
this is probably an obvious question, but what inspired you to make this app?
This guy. Well, no, I'm a vocalist and a band leader. I have the very typical story of like, oh, I grew up in church singing. I mean, I did since I was like 5. Didn't really do it professionally until I got until like 16 or 17. And since then, I've been performing, over 15 years professionally and doing a lot of private shows, a lot of weddings, a lot of cover gigs. At the same time, I have a background in supply chain.
And what?
In supply chain management.
Supply chain.
Yeah, I went to school for supply chain. So I left college and I started working at Dell, and then also spent some time at Apple. And I've seen these massive companies, and I just was fascinated by not by the product that they sold, but how they operated and the tools they used to operate is really what made them like the companies they are. It was, I mean, like anybody, we have the iPhone is, it's able to be built at its cost and its effectiveness because of how much Apple puts into the operations behind the iPhone. And I looked in the events industry and all the gigs I was doing, and I'm like, people don't care about the operation. Like, no one's thinking about like how you coordinate. No one thinks about how you schedule. No one's thinking about like preparing for the gig. They just go to the gig and they're like, it'll happen. And everyone's frustrated. Everyone's all over the place, and things get lost. And then it happens, and they're like, oh. And I'm like, that's not sustainable. Like, you know what I mean? It's like all these events are just duct taped together, and they happen because we're human and we figure things out, and these events are typically like, for a lot of people, like the biggest day of their lives, so they put all of their, put their all into it. But I just couldn't get over the fact that no one really understood that to be great and to be successful and to grow, you have to put your energy into the operations. When you think about an event, especially a wedding, 80% of the wedding is like pre-wedding. The wedding happens and it's over. It's like in 4 hours, it's over, right? But everyone focuses on the 4 hours. No one focuses on the like 6 months. And I was just like, there has to be a better way. The reason I say this guy is because we were roommates at the time, and I witnessed him. He built apps, built
In
companies.
college?
No, post college.
Post-college.
So yeah, so the idea of SoundCheck started about 3 years ago. So about 2022 ish, end of 2022. And we were roommates at the time, and he was building another startup. And I was fascinated by how he went from ideas to like an actual product to users and like it working. And I was like, that's cool. Because I mean, obviously I knew that's how it happened, but I had never witnessed it, and like living with him, being like, man, that's like super cool. You can just start from nothing, and then like, and this is before like AI was building. This is like him doing it by hand. I was like, this is super cool. So it's inspiring, and I'm like, Steven, what if we like tried to?
Did you have this idea pre, sort of seeing his operation going on, or were you like, maybe I can come up with something to utilize?
I was just frustrated. I just complained to him. I was like, this sucks. I was like, look at this email. I was like, this is how, I mean, dude, we were doing like international weddings, and I'm like, this was all playing in Excel. I was like, this is like so frustrating. And then obviously if it's like an email, things are changing. So they would just like keep sending emails with updates. And then there'll be like a one gig that has like 40 emails, and I'm like, I don't know what to look at.
Right.
I don't know what you want from me.
Right. It's all lost in translation.
It's lost. And then it's like, oh no, it's actually referred to the 13th email. It's in that second link. That's where you can find the set list. And I'm like, this is insane. And these were not bar gigs. These were not up the street mom and dad. These were like gigs in Puerto Rico that I'm like flying out for and can't find my flight confirmation. These are like, you know what I mean? These are
You need this information aggregated.
massive gigs. So then I was just like, Steven, I'm stressed out, and I was just an MC and vocalist. I wasn't even like coordinating the event, so you can imagine how stressed out they were. So then we just started brainstorming. He was like, "Okay, what do you want? Like, I can, I'm down. This seems like a crazy idea. Like, let's go build something." So the first thing we did was just looking at what was on the market. That even got us more inspired.
There was nothing, essentially.
So nothing that could solve the problems that I was seeing and dealing with.
Right.
So I was like, okay, not only is this a problem, no one solved it properly, and that like so those two things lined up to where I was like, let's just build this, let's get started. So we started building it. You didn't ask about all that, but you asked about how I got inspired.
Oh,
So,
please go.
so 2 years ago, we started writing code. He started writing code, and it's been a journey.
Is this a web-based app exclusively, or is this also
Web and
mobile as
mobile,
well? Okay.
web and mobile. Yeah, we started as web. Yeah, we should
Yeah, I'd
pull it
love
up.
to. Yeah, well, let's do this after.
Yeah. But we have web and mobile. And 2 years ago, we started. I mean, I spent like 6 months just like jotting down ideas, whiteboarding. We were just like, what could we do? Like, how would it look? Who would it involve? Who would pay? Like all these things, right? Trying to figure out. I had never built a startup. I mean, I am, procurement, operations, logistics, like that mindset, and like
And also
in
the
music.
flow of what the music
And yeah,
industry is.
understanding the industry, yeah. But so I was just like figuring this out. I'm like, how do you do this? Where do you start? And then 2 years ago, started brainstorming, writing ideas out. And about a year and a half ago, we there was a big inflection point for us. Steven was working at a startup. He can probably talk to more about this, but I think that's a huge part of the story.
Yeah. So I think last year in October, September, I was working.
You mean a year and a half ago? It's
Year and a- Oh yeah, that's a long time ago.
It goes by quick.
So 2024, September, October. I was working in a corporate America job, but I always wanted. It was like golden handcuffs. So I was like, I always wanted to like start and do my own thing.
Yeah.
Go all in. This is my third startup, but like I never went all in.
Yeah.
Right. So it's different. It's different doing a startup and different going all into a startup.
Indeed.
Right.
Yes.
So I was like,
it really does take a jump.
yes.
leap of faith.
No parachute. Just cliff dive. Let's go. Let's see what happens. So, I told myself I was gonna quit end of the year, but it's harder to do that when like you're getting steady income and all that.
Sure.
So the company we were working for had layoffs. So it
kind of worked out.
I was like, I asked for this. I guess I can't take it back. Like, you know what I mean? I like, this is what I wanted. So that happened. But silver lining was I'm not strong in like front end design. I'm really good.
As in like a user interface? Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So like
UI UX.
we weren't good at that. We knew that. So we needed to like get somebody good. But we didn't want anybody on like a contractor. We wanted somebody that owns it end to end because this is going to be a brand that lasts a long time. So we're like, okay, we need designers, we need people in front end. So layoffs happen. They cut like half the company. What do you know? 2 designers in a front end that all work together were willing to join our team.
That's amazing.
Just for me.
For equity is what I think is what they call it. Yeah.
Equity
Yeah.
with a 10-year lockup.
We're like, are you all sure? Are y'all sure?
So yeah, I sent them a LinkedIn. I was like, hey, like, we're in the same boat. Let's chat. And I was like, I'm working on this other thing, like.
That's great.
So that was kind of the start of it. It built momentum. We're all excited that like we're all on this one team with one mission.
Yeah.
And then we launched 4 months ago with a product that people are using now. And
how many users have you?
340 as of this morning.
That's great.
Yeah.
Can you say that?
340 users of this morning.
See if I can-
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
have you done any kind of what's been your avenue towards visibility so far?
Everything like posting on LinkedIn, Twitter, podcasts.
Visibility has been really interesting. So we're based in Austin. I have this unique sort of. I don't want to call it an advantage because it sounds like you have a unique advantage, but I've played with over 40 different entertainment companies around the world,
Okay.
and have worked for like hundreds of bands just throughout the last decade or so.
You have the black book.
So I mean, it's wild that it's yeah, I have a network of
Right.
people that we've been leveraging for the past 2 years to just give us feedback, beta test, and they have been part of how we're building this, not only from a product standpoint but also from a outreach standpoint, right? Word of mouth. Our advisors are, are there. Some of them are going to be here at NAM, or they're just like folks that are in the industry. They're former touring managers, former Grammy award-winning artists and musicians, right? And also, speaking of the layoffs, from Steven, former director of engineering and product at really successful companies, are like part of our team.
Right.
So we've gotten lucky there as well, as right. So part of our outreach has been one, leveraging our network, Steven from a product development side, me from a musician side and event side, and also I'm still gigging. So I am able to sell the product in the green room, and not even just sell the product in the green room, but I'm able to like refine the product in the green room, and on stage. And I'm like, oh, SoundCheck could help with this. Oh, this is messy right now, or the app is being buggy right now. Let me text Steven to go and fix this. Right. So that's been a huge part of it. It's us being on the front line still. It's I am a musician and an artist as well, so I know the world of social media and having to market for yourself and having to post constantly and be the face of something. I still release music as well, so that's been helpful. Is leveraging those skills. Like I have ran my own marketing, as an artist, so understand how that works. Never on this scale where SoundCheck is at now, but the basics, right? I understand. And then yeah, we recently started a podcast. Where calling it a podcast because it's the most best way to understand it, but it's really just conversations with our users and folks that I have just encountered throughout my life, because they're really impressive people who have a lot to say and don't always have a platform. So that's been great. And yeah, I mean, it's the cool thing about this is I was telling Steven this yesterday. Is Steven has a really unique opportunity because in in the in like the tech world and like kind of the AI bubble, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening with how people are using AI and technology, right? And then you go to gigs and you just observe how band leaders or crews are managing. You're like, wow, like you have no idea your life can be a lot easier, right? And it's not even from like a sales perspective. It's like, you can build this. Like, you can go and actually go build this and make your life easier. So part of SoundCheck is obviously selling a SaaS product, obviously growing and building and marketing ourselves, but it's also like exposing technology to, and I don't mean like Suno building music. That's not what I mean. I mean like actual like operational tools that you can use
It's a mechanism.
that are not taking your creativity away. It's actually allowing you to go be more creative.
Right.
So that's sort of our part of what we're doing too. And to round this up, um, this was wild. A couple months ago, we were South by Southwest connected with us, and they want us to host an official showcase in Austin, and we're using that as a way to. Steven's going to host a whole session on using AI for creatives and in the events industry, and like helping them build their own tools, right? And I think that's important. Is like, you don't, in the startup world, you see a lot of that. You see a lot of folks that are like, hey, here are all the tools. Here's how I'm using it. Go build it. There's not enough of that happening in the events industry. And I think part of it is because like there's this like, I did this, it works for me. And there's kind of like some gatekeeping. I mean, that's just how the industry has always been. Whereas like, I don't know, for better or for worse, where like people should know that they don't have to be, you don't have to go and like look up the best to do. You can go build it. So that's part of what we're trying to do as well. And I mean, really why I'm excited about Steven is because it's SoundCheck can be more than just like a SaaS platform that's like coordinating. It's really a way to like enable folks to go and like fully own their careers as artists and as event pros, and not just like wait for the next thing to come out, so then you can progress. So yeah, I'll let Steven talk to more about that.
Well, what's your
Yeah.
what is your goals for NAM? What are you
Yeah,
guys here for?
that's a good question. Oh. So NAM is a very good opportunity for us.
Sorry, this thing's bouncing back.
Oh, all good.
Okay, go.
Couple things. Number one goal for NAM is to learn more about the industry from folks that are doing it at the highest level. That's why we're here.
You're here to watch and learn.
Watch
kind
and
of
learn, right? I mean, I've lived in Austin, Nashville, San Francisco, Boston, whatever. Like I've lived around and like met with a lot of people, and we've had hundreds and hundreds of interviews the past couple of years, but like it's still not enough. It's like really just not. It's never enough, right? So NAM, I think, is an opportunity because a lot of folks are here. They're in one place, and we're like, we got to go there because we are talking to a lot of these individuals, like 4 times a week or whatever. Like, what if we can spend a week and talk to 100 or whatever, like, so that's main goal. It's just to learn. I looked at all the sessions, and there's sessions on AI for creativity. There's a session on ethical use. There's session on production and whatever. Amazing, right? We don't really get that all day in Austin,
Right.
and South by isn't really that. You know what I mean? So we have that, but not really in Austin. So that's the main part. It's just education for me.
Excellent.
And for SoundCheck, right? I think we
Are you guys a booth this year?
we're
or?
not a booth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we decided to first year we were like, let's just go in and observe, right? We don't want to just be behind a booth the whole time. We want to observe, and then next year I think we'll definitely look into probably getting a booth. But for year one, just want to take a step back.
Well, you guys are great. I think
Yeah.
The product does serve a purpose, and I really
Yeah.
hope people start adopting it and
Yeah,
making their lives easier.
I know.
And,
That's
and
the
I
goal.
wish you guys all the success in the world with it.
Thanks. It's so good connecting with you.